Bird farming has become a rapidly growing industry in China. From building barns, choosing food, and ensuring an ideal living environment, farmers are increasingly developing to meet the market demand and ensure product quality. Pigeon farming is popular in Guangdong, Fujian, and Jiangsu provinces. These areas have favourable conditions for year-round livestock farming. At the same time, there is developed infrastructure to help farmers easily access large consumer markets. The barn is designed to optimise space and create the best living conditions for birds. Farms often have many floors, with many small cages sized just enough for the birds to move comfortably. Pigeons are fed twice daily. Food will be poured directly into the trough and on the cage. The diet is mainly prepared by farmers themselves to suit the development of their pigeon flock. It normally includes grains, soy, and other additional vitamins and minerals. For young pigeons, the foods need to be finely ground for easy digestion, while for adult birds, the food can be provided in granules or pellets. Farmers also pay special attention to barn hygiene, ensuring the barn is always clean, free of odours and bacteria. Every day, farmers will clean up the manure and replace the manure mat under the cage. Pigeons often suffer from diseases such as pneumonia, diarrhea, and other infectious diseases. For prevention, farmers often vaccinate fully and periodically, combined with the use of antibiotics and adjuvants when necessary. Breeding is an important part of pigeon breeding. Pigeons usually start breeding at 5 to 6 months of age and can breed continuously for 3 to 4 years. Each pair of pigeons usually lays 2 eggs per clutch. Farmers always ensure a quiet, undisturbed incubation environment to achieve the highest hatching rate. The incubation process lasts around 18 to 19 days. After the eggs hatch, the chickens are carefully raised in the most optimal conditions to ensure healthy development. On some farms, farmers determined that the mortality rate of young pigeons after hatching was quite high. Therefore, they need to find a natural environment for young pigeons to be able to overcome this difficult period. The most common method is farmers letting the young live in the mother's nest. The mother pigeon's natural warmth will help the young pigeons to survive more easily. Meat pigeons are usually harvested when they reach 4 to 6 weeks old, when the meat is tender and of high quality. Before harvesting, farmers will check and remove those that do not meet the requirements. Pigeons are then caught manually and placed in temporary cages. A large portion of pigeons are sold to food processing facilities. Here, pigeons are cleaned, slaughtered, and processed into various nutritious dishes. Demand for pigeon meat is growing strongly, especially in big cities like Beijing and Shanghai. According to statistics, domestic consumption has increased by more than 15% from 2018 to 2023. Pheasant farming in China is common in provinces such as Shandong, Henan, and Guangdong. These areas have a favourable climate and environmental conditions. This creates ideal conditions for pheasant farming. Pheasant farms in China vary in scale, from a few hundred pheasants to tens of thousands. In 2023, several large farms in Shandong province achieved an output of 1.5 million pheasants, making them an important contribution to the domestic and export market. Pheasant farms are often divided into several areas, including a young bird area, adult bird area, and egg-laying area. Each barn can raise 20 to 50 animals, depending on the size and conditions of the farm. This makes it easy to care for pheasants according to each stage of their development. Most of them are grazing around the farm. Outdoor activities help pheasants develop more naturally. At the same time, grazing also helps increase the quality of pheasant meat. Some farmers also combine grazing with listening to music for pheasants. Farmers regularly check the health of the birds. This is to detect any unusual signs early. Then they can carry out any disease prevention measures and provide the necessary nutrients. Farmers often mix pellets with corn and rice bran. This is the main source of energy and nutrient necessary for bird development. Based on the age and stage of development, pheasants are usually fed twice a day. Housing and bedding are changed periodically to prevent the growth of bacteria and parasites. Egg-laying pheasants need a diet rich in calcium and protein to support eggshell formation and maintain reproductive health. Baby birds need to be kept warm during the first weeks of their lives after hatching. Heating devices or heat lamps are often used to maintain a stable temperature in the barn. This is an important stage because incubation and food provision affects the mortality rate of the breed and quality of the pheasant flock. Some farms may apply artificial breeding methods to enhance egg production and genetic quality. This procedure is highly technical and is usually performed by specialists. Harvest time may fluctuate depending on market demand, usually around 6 to 12 months after hatching. This is when they reach a correct weight and age of maturity. Catching birds needs to be done carefully to minimize stress to the bird. Finally, they will be slaughtered according to the standard procedures. With the increasing demand for pheasant meat and eggs, this has spurred the development of the pheasant farming industry, as well as more modern farming methods. According to agricultural industry reports, Guangdong is one of the provinces with the largest pheasant production in China. In 2023, pheasant production in Guangdong will reach around 2 million, accounting for a large proportion of the total national production. Finally, we will visit goose farms. This is one of the main goose production areas in China. Farms in Hebei are famous for their large-scale and high-quality geese. This province has many industrial and traditional goose farms. Goose barns are often built in large size to ensure enough space for the geese to operate. Barns can be closed or open spaces, depending on the climatic conditions and husbandry methods. Farmers regularly clean the yard surface around the farm. This ensures a living environment for the geese. However, barns are mainly to ensure stable living conditions. This is because most of the time geese graze outdoors. Farms focus on selecting good geese breeds and managing breeding environments. This affects the harvest yield. In addition, goslings are vaccinated to prevent common poultry diseases before being brought to the breeding facility. Their diet consists of grains, pellets, and green vegetables. Geese need to be fed many small meals throughout the day to maintain stable energy levels. Therefore, farmers often provide food to graze. Geese also need a large amount of water to digest food and maintain their health. Most of the water is periodically tested to ensure it is not polluted. Choosing geese as breeders has a great impact on the reproductive performance and successful egg hatching rate. Eggs are carefully collected and preserved to guarantee quality. Farms use incubators and egg inspection systems to enhance hatchability rates. Incubators are used to maintain optimal temperature and humidity for egg incubation. This helps to increase the rate of eggs hatching into young ones. After hatching, The hatchlings will be transferred to a special care area with suitable temperature and humidity conditions. They are then cared for and fed with special foods to enhance their growth and health. For meat geese, they are usually harvested when they reach 5 to 6 months of age, while egg-producing geese can be harvested when they reach a different age. Geese are caught and handled gently to reduce stress. Finally, they are transferred to trucks to take them to the processing facility. The goose slaughter process is carried out according to hygiene and food safety standards. Goose meat is distributed through many different channels, including wholesale markets, supermarkets, fresh food stores, and restaurants. Prices may vary according from season to season and supply and demand conditions. In 2023, Hebei's goose production will reach around 15 million geese, accounting for a large proportion of the country's total goose production. Optimizing production, protecting the environment, and preserving culture. That's what modern farmers aim for. When faced with pressure from market demand and environmental challenges, Chinese farmers have found an unexpected pig farming solution. They not only raise pigs in modern high-rise buildings, but also make use of every square metre of land in small households, and even in mountain caves. In 2023, China raised around 434 million pigs. Additionally, no country consumes more pork than China, which consumes half of the world's pork. In that context, farmers must try to produce to ensure as much supply as possible. The Chinese government also tested new methods of raising pigs. In a breakthrough that has surprised farmers globally, China has announced a 26-story pig farm for the end of 2022. These buildings have gone up as part of Beijing's efforts to enhance competitiveness in agriculture. This is a new pig farming model in China. When agricultural land is scarce, food production is slow, and pork supply is a strategic necessity. New technology is applied to the farm, helping to increase productivity and quality of pig farming. Inside the massive building, the pigs' activities are monitored by cameras. Each floor operates as a self-contained farm for different stages of each pig's life. There is an area for pregnant pigs and a room for piglets to give birth. Besides this, there are places for breastfeeding and a space for fattening up piglets. In this building, pigs are moved by industrial elevators to other floors. Food is transported on a conveyor belt to the top floor. Food is stored in giant tanks, delivering more than 1 million pounds of food per day to the floors below through feeders. Technology automatically distributes food to pigs based on their age, weight, and health. The building is equipped with modern ventilation, lighting, and sanitation systems. At the same time, each floor of the building can accommodate thousands of pigs, helping to increase productivity and reduce the risk of disease thanks to strict control procedures. Even pig waste is collected and reused. This not only helps to protect the environment, but also helps to reduce production costs. This model is increasingly popular in China and is expected to become a trend in the pig industry. Besides modern industrial models, small-scale household farming is still an important part of the pig industry in China. Although not as large as industrial farms, small households still play an important role in providing pork to the domestic market, especially in rural areas. One of those benefits of small-scale livestock farming is the ability to control product quality. Households often raise pigs using traditional methods, feeding them natural food and not using antibiotics or growth hormones. This helps pork products to be of high quality and safe for consumers. However, small-scale livestock farming also faces many challenges, such as the lack of investment capital, limited farming techniques, and high disease risk. The Chinese government has launched many technical and financial support programs to help households improve livestock farming conditions and increase production efficiency. In North Carolina, the second largest pork producing state in the US, the average farm has more than 4,000 animals, and some farms have more than 10,000. In contrast, traditional pig farms in China have around 40 to 100 pigs. Despite their small scale, Chinese farmers still need to ensure stables are there to protect their pigs from the elements. The cage is designed to suit the size of the pigs as they grow, because pigs need enough space to move around comfortably. Piglets weighing 50 pounds need at least 4 to 6 feet for each pig. When they reach a market weight of 200 to 250 pounds, they need 10 to 12 feet each. Farmers provide a balanced diet that provides adequate amounts of protein, vitamins, and minerals. The smaller the pig, the higher its protein needs. At this time, in addition to providing synthetic food, farmers will add some other types of rough food to ensure nutrition. A well-cared-for pig will gain between 1 pound and 1.5 pounds each day. Farmers know that pigs are animals with an extremely social and competitive nature.